music for Lagos.
102.3 Max FM.
All right, we're still on the Max Breakfast, and we're talking culture this morning. And it's all about a video that trended, something that came from, the incident happened in Anambra State.
Yeah.
And it caught the attention of so many people. And we just wanted to spread the conversation wider as well. Like in general, is culture really leading to the, should I say, positive developments of this country, or is it dragging us back in some ways? So we're trying to look at that and trying to expand the conversation as well. Is our culture holding us back in Nigeria? Because if you look at all the other countries that are moving forward, you tend to see them adopt whatever, should I say, attitude, whatever mindset or whatever habit or action that will make them move forward. But in Africa, culture is our mainstay. But overall, do you think it's holding us back from developing like other countries? Do you think, because in Africa, you can't always neglect the place of culture. Is it holding us back, or is it helping us?
Well, I don't think culture is holding us back. Culture is what defines us, a people. And the moment you lose your culture, you lose your identity at the end of the day. And that's why the likes of India, China were able to preserve their culture regardless of the colonial powers that tried to come to colonize them. They did everything they could to preserve their heritage. And that's why when you go to India today, you see their richness is still embedded in their lifestyle. You don't see the Western, affiliation that much.
Okay.
And with Nigeria here, the only area I would advocate for is there are some culture that seem a bit barbaric, to the human eyes. You feel this is way too much.
Okay, this is the part where I come in and I describe what was inside the video that made us talk about this in the first place. Now, apparently this happened in Anambra State. There was a video of a woman who was made to walk over her daughter's body. Now, the daughter died, and they accused this woman of being a suspect, of having a hand in the daughter's death. And in that video, she was made to walk over the daughter's body to prove her innocence. And some people were asking, why should we still accept this as part of our culture? And is our culture holding us back? Is it, affecting us in a negative way? Well, Mombasa, this is something that you've seen happen before. Can you just tell us what exactly the name for it and why does it exist?
Okay, so just like Mike said, culture is a way of life for people. But when the culture just overstep its bound, it becomes very, very bad. That culture that you saw in that video is now supposed to be obsolete because it has technology advancement and has supposed to overtaken that. So what you saw in that video is a woman whose daughter has died, and instead of them to go and bury the daughter, they now think. And because if you listen to the video very well, though they spoke Igbo in it, but if you listen very well, you hear them saying that this woman is responsible for the death of the daughter. In fact, she has to cross the corpse the first time. They said no, that she was wearing shoe. That she has to go and remove her shoe. She removed the shoe, cross it again. They said she must cross it 4 times. After crossing the 4 times again, there's somebody then that looked like native doctor that came with cola and he did some incantation. What he did in the incantation is that if anybody that's responsible, because obviously if the woman had said no, they would have said she was responsible. Probably they would have stoned her to death or something like that nation. So, but after that again, when they found out that she was more or less like innocent of that, they have to go back and
consult
gods and begin to do some incantation that if anybody responsible, be it man or woman, that the person will die. So they actually suspected that the death was not natural death.
So is there a name for it?
Okay, so the general name for it, well, there's no name for it actually, but what is known, I don't know how to put it in English.
No, just say it in the language. And
okay,
then
so but just like in Walosi,
Okay.
So for you to show your innocence that you are not part of
the plot.
Yeah, they are not part of the plot. That you are not responsible for the
They're
death.
not guilty.
So, but away from that is even one because there are some that you will even see. The person will be meant to sleep with the corpse in the night.
Wow.
Yes, some they will even watch the corpse. they bat the cup and they use the water, you drink the water. So there are so many things, but I
well,
thought...
considering that this is 2023, remember, so sometimes, when you go back to, say, social studies or,
Yes.
they will take you back to the days of Mary Slessor and how she came and abolished the killing of twins in Calabar, that kind of thing. So a lot of people, when you see this kind of videos, you be like, this is 2020. Does this thing still happen?
Yes.
And why is it still happening?
So the thing is still happening.
Why is it still happening?
The video is just like a testament to the fact that it's still happening. I remember in 2010 when Governor Odua was was the governor of Delta State. He called all royal fathers, chiefs, and told them that from henceforth, I don't want to hear in your community that something like this is being melted to widows, because especially widows are the ones that suffer this most. The men don't suffer this, in quotes, men don't suffer this like women. So he told them that he does not want to hear anything like that happening in their community. But after that, 2010, when they Odua asked to be the governor, the thing continues too in Delta. I'm talking about Delta. So, but this happened almost everywhere in Nigeria.
So every tribe has its
negative culture,
negative aspect of their culture, which is something I want to also, ask from you. Is there an aspect that you think should be abolished or removed?
Culture,
Yes, you hear about it happen in my area, in that person's area. Is there one aspect that you think should no longer be happening in 2023?
Hit music for Lagos.
102.3 Max FM.